Sorry for the lateness of this review, but it seems as though the moment the Omni King went to go destroy the universe, they decided to fucking nuke every stream out there, and I didn't want to put no half-ass review based on, me seeing like 80% of the episode or shit like that. Like, I wanted to make sure I got you guys the goods and stuff like that, so I watched the full-on episode with all the subs and all that good stuff, and honestly, this episode, it started to get convoluted when it went into the traveling through time shit. Like, honestly, when it started to delve into that's where it got just like, whoa, what the hell? But I gotta start off with one major thing. The end of this episode and the closing of this arc of future Trunks returning, Goku Black, Zamasu, those last few moments with future Gohan in mind, Trunks and shit like that. I'll be 100% honest with you. That shit hit me in the feels so deep. And I'm gonna tell you why it was so deep. More deep than like, when you're just watching a seasonal anime or something just happened in a new anime you're watching or whatever the case may be. Because that shit hit me back to like 10, 15 fucking years ago when I was a kid and I seen the future Trunks OVA or TV special and I saw that man die in the rain and I saw that kid come and cry and had to witness the only person in this world aside from his mom that cared about him. That's how hard that hit me. That hit me 15 years worth of fucking pain. So I was like, the trip down memory lane, the nostalgia, that was insane. That felt as though that was putting a cap on something that was near and dear to my heart as a child right there. It was like, yo, you're an adult now and you go through some shit. It almost felt as though with that particular moment alone, Dragon Ball had grown up with its audience. It felt as though Dragon Ball realized, yo, it's time, and we all grew up together with the series, and it just really felt that impactful. Now, the episode starting off a little bit different there. It was just like, whoa. So it kind of makes me wonder exactly how people feel in regards to Zamasu returning yet again, merged Zamasu into the sky, and future Trunks' sword essentially didn't really do the final blow. I mean, it kind of makes up to a small degree, not entirely, not even halfway. It somewhat makes up in a sense like, even Trunks' deadly bullshit sword wasn't enough. That wasn't enough to cut the mustard and shit like that. So Zamasu returning in a sense was good in that aspect, and it just kind of gave you a real sense of despair. Like, holy shit, what are we gonna do? Motherfucker has troll faces in the sky. So in that regard, it definitely made it feel as though, okay, maybe the Vegito shit was too short and Trunks' sword was BS, but ultimately, motherfucker came back from all that shit, right? Motherfucker came back. Now, something I want to note is, how strong is that damn button? The Zeno-sama button, the fucking god of everything, the king of everything, all that shit. That button, Goku been smashed around. He been hit with beams. He fused into a whole other different being altogether. How the fuck is that button still A-okay? I just gotta say, I mean, I guess it's from the Omni King, so it's really durable. That shit got insurance. But damn, that shit was fucking durable, because Goku took an ass whipping left and right from fucking merged Zamasu, Black, and all that shit, and that button's still ticking. There was quite a few different things that we actually learned in this episode as well. I mean, aside from that, where seemingly we got to question just how strong is the Omni King? How strong is Zeno-sama? Because looking at this, he, just like that, oh, okay, I'm gonna get rid of this, fuck it. And you gotta think, he's playful, but at the same time, it's almost as if he's a ticking time bomb in a certain regard, because he didn't give a fuck about Goku or any of them getting away. He was like, oh yeah, you're right, I should take care of this, and just started fucking self-destructing in a sense. Well, not even self-destructing, because the motherfucker seemed like he was A-okay, but like, he just started blowing shit up like it was nothing. So that little playful nature that he has, like, yeah, no, it's not mine, all that shit, like, that's cute and all, but don't get it twisted, because he didn't give a fuck. Hey, you Goku, who are you again? I don't really know you. Fuck it, I'm just gonna kill everything. Why not? So that's really interesting to note, but at the same time, it also notes that there's a reason why Beerus and all of these motherfuckers immediately bow down and say, Zeno-sama, please, I suck cock to make you feel better. You are amazing, because that motherfucker's that damn deadly. You cannot fuck with him when he has the power to do what Vegito Super Saiyan Blue couldn't do. It's except even worse, because the motherfucker was in the sky. You had no chance at hitting him. One major thing I want to focus on real quick is the fact that we got a revelation of who Whis' father is. The gatekeeper at the Zeno Palace or whatever is Whis, and assumingly Vados' father. I can't remember if Vados is actually his sister or his parallel universe or whatever. That one's confusing between Beerus and Champa and Whis and Vados or whatever. But no matter what, that would mean that he is Whis' father and potentially Vados' father as well. And that means that he's probably even stronger than Whis. So the power, the ladder of power is insane, because at the very tippy top, you have Zeno that he can, okay, I'm killing everything now. Then below that, seemingly you have people like Whis' father that he pretty much probably can kick Whis' ass like nothing. Then you have probably some other people, like I'm assuming Zeno's 2 bodyguards there, they're probably strong. Then you got Whis and Vados. Then you got the gods of destruction. Then below all that is Goku and Vegeta, which it makes it seem like so much like, yeah, Goku and Vegeta aren't just these big dick G's that can just swing whatever and everybody gotta, you know, bow down to their power. Like, there's quite a few people with competition for these motherfuckers, and I like that, because Universe 6 didn't help to develop that shit, because it was like, Frost, only Hit was the only one that was a beast. I love Hit, but everybody else, it was just kind of like Goku and Vegeta fucking went through them like butter. So the fact that we have this ladder, and again finding out that this is Whis' father, essentially the angel father right there, is very interesting, and I definitely want to dive into talking more about him at some given point. But that was a nice little revelation that they added into the episode as well. Wasn't necessary, but I more than welcome it. Another plot point that was set up that definitely, it seems as though these were some of the core elements. When they talk about that Akira Toriyama is involved and he gives them the plot points and shit like that, one of the major plot points was Zeno is going to be involved. So they started off with the, you know, basic one of, okay, hey, you meet him, hey, here's a button and shit like that. And then later on, like the whole friendship thing, it gave him the friend. Like, it's a weird thing, because I thought maybe it'd be Goten, maybe be Goku himself, maybe he'd bring Dende, hey, you want to slap Dende's ass, go for it, whatever. But no, he brought him himself from another timeline, which is kind of weird, and I did not expect that at all. So I guess that was unexpected. You couldn't call that one or whatever. So Zeno is friends with himself. Now, kind of wondering exactly how does that work. So like, if they was to get it on, would that actually be the ultimate form of narcissism? Okay, I'm fucking with you with that one, but yeah. And one thing to definitely note about all of this is the fact that Trunks' timeline, his 100% him, that's his timeline, is gone. That's it. Like, the major casualty of all of this is essentially Trunks' original timeline, the original DBZ timeline, before everything, you know, the time machine and all that shit. The original one is gone. No matter where Trunks goes and how they decide to stop Zamasu real quick and shit like that, the original timeline is Dunzo. So even though Future Bulma is essentially going to be back because there's going to be a timeline before, and you know, Beerus is going to stop him and all that other shit, they're going to seal him, which again, it's kind of interesting that Beerus wanted Goku and Vegeta to train yet again. Is always like, in some weird way, Beerus is helping them to train. He was like, stop relying on the gods, Pa, what are you doing? I'm trying to get my balls licking these shrimp. What are you talking about? Yo, do this yourself. It's like, there's more of a method to the madness than meets the eye with Beerus, and I like that. It's like, yeah, you had to do that yourself. You can't always rely on me, even though essentially he went and relied on a step beyond the gods. He went to the fucking king of everything, the god of everything, the Omni King, so why not? I think the most problematic aspect of the episode, again, was talking about the timelines, where Trunks and Maya is gonna go. Honestly, I really wish they would have just stayed in our timeline. It would have been so cool. Maybe Trunks could have grown out his hair, changed his name a little bit, call himself fucking Underwear or some shit, or Boxers or some shit there. We could have just had a little name change, maybe cut the hair, grow the hair, something like that, maybe get a little dye up in there, or Trunks could learn how to be a Super Saiyan forever, so that way his hair will just always be blonde, look different from Trunks. He could have stayed there. They didn't need to go, because once you start diving into all this and that, it kind of just felt like, what in the actual fuck? The timeline shit is just a huge mess, and comparing it to like the manga, I think the manga is a lot more simple and doesn't really dive too much into it, and that's why the manga feels more smooth. Because like, another thing that they did throughout this arc, and once again in this episode, is use the time machine. That time machine, I don't know, because they used to talk about you need the juice to charge that shit up. They must have like an entire factory Bulma must generate of that juice to make the time machine come and go, because how many times they took that time machine back and forth, it got mind fucking numb. That's how many times they used it. And I just gotta throw in there, I just had a really good chuckle, and I even spoke out loud when little Trunks is like, I'll get strong too. I'm like, no you won't. No you fucking won't. I seen GT, bitch. You ain't getting stronger. Like, don't play with me, Trunks. But hands down, I ain't even gonna lie, hands down, from years ago till now, as a child, that moment hit me so hard, where Trunks was leaving in the time machine and he looked at Gohan and saw future Gohan. That was the best moment of the episode. Fuck the Zamasu once again returning and Zeno and all that other shit. That moment right there felt like the true cap, the true icing on the cake for this arc. This arc, was it perfect? No. Did it have problems? Yes. We'll cover it in a whole different video. I want to do an entire arc recap and overall look into everything, but as a whole, with this ending, I really loved it and I appreciated it because it went back into some of the best material, and I think it once again focused on who the true star of this all was, who the true star of this arc was. Trunks. And even seeing Gohan there, I was like, but it got me questioning again. Are they slowly teasing and leading up to Gohan's return? Because why did he come back sweating with Piccolo? Why did he come with Piccolo in general? Was that motherfucker training again? Is he training on the low so maybe the next arc or the arc after that we can finally make Gohan great again? Fuck that shit, yo. I hope that's the case because that's so awesome. And honestly, this episode, it was an okay to good episode. Did have its problems, mainly all that timeline talk and shit like that. That was definitely convoluted. Zama's coming back. It helped in a way because it showcased that even the BS sword wasn't enough to take him out. But then it also kind of felt a little bit like, Zama, stay down, bro, stay down. And that ending, amazing ending. I love that ending with future Gohan. So it's hard to score this one, but I definitely say it's fine. Good. So I'm really indecisive about this one. I'll leave it up to you. How do you feel about the finale to this arc? How did you feel about the entire episode? What do you think about them relying on the Omni King? Did you feel as though that was a cop-out, that Goku and Vegeta and Trunks should have found a way out of all this? Also, how do you feel about the ending? Did you get them feels? Did you feel what I felt for future Gohan and Trunks, and kind of Trunks feeling like he was helpless? Like, in that regard, it was a change of pace for Dragon Ball in general, that there was despair in the end. Trunks couldn't save his timeline. He really couldn't save his mom. He couldn't save everyone. It had to be the Omni King, and even his universe, bye-bye. He has to go and live with copies, so now him and Mai can have, foursomes with him and Mai. And your overall thoughts about this? Honestly, it's been one hell of a ride, regardless of the ups or downs. Dragon Ball Super right now, I hope it continues to be as amazing as it was with this arc, because it's truly an amazing time to be a Dragon Ball fan right now. It really is. It's a treat every weekend. I loved every step of the way. I can't wait to see what happens next. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm Finette World, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Dragon Ball Super, baby. Still hype.